Welcome to the Smokes and Road Beers podcast. Now here's the warrior poet Seth and recovering journalist Bill.
Might help if I add us into the stream.
It'd be a very short show otherwise.
It would be. Welcome into the pilot episode of the Smokes and Road Beer podcast. I am recovering journalist Bill.
I am Seth Manhammer, warrior poet.
Yes, he is. Seth, how the heck are you today? How excited are you?
I've been looking forward to this all day. This is something we've been talking about doing for forever. We actually did our own little show on YouTube, like 6-7 years ago, something like that.
It was something like that, yeah.
Yeah, this is something we've talked about doing, but just now that we're actually doing it, I'm super excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm just gonna hang out with my boy for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you didn't get a chance to see it, we need to do a little house cleaning first and foremost. Seth and I, we did a little bit of get to know you videos, and we post them on here on Rumble and on our Facebook page. Make sure you go over and check that out. Smokes and Road Beer podcast on Facebook. And of course, if you're watching on Rumble, you're already here. So thank you for that. But
we appreciate it.
We do very much appreciate it. One of the things that we did was we posted a couple of really quick get to know you videos, and 20 Round Magazine. It's 20 rapid fire questions. Try to, dig into somebody and feel, who they are, what they're about, what they like and what they don't like. And Seth asked a question that I went ahead and answered, but I had a question about, and then I went back and I watched the video, and it's very cringe. So we went ahead and removed it and deleted it. I should have just went ahead and said, so maybe we'll reshoot that and do it again sometime.
Yeah, I'll ask Bill 20 different questions, and I'll make them even worse, just so, you got that going for you.
Well, I appreciate that. But either way, right now, we're just happy to be here. We're happy that you guys are with us, and, we're stoked, and we've got a lot of stuff to get into. We have been talking about this for a while. So we're I'm checking to see if the Facebook feed is live. So I apologize. And it doesn't look like it. Well, maybe we'll just be on Rumble, and
first episode's on Rumble, and we'll figure Facebook out at some point.
Well, actually, I tell you what, I think what I'll probably do is just go ahead and copy and paste it over into the Facebook feed.
There you go.
All right. Well, you would think, I've got plenty of streaming experience, but this is my first time streaming with StreamYard, or not StreamYard, but to Rumble. So this is the first time that I've done a stream with Rumble. So I did not realize that you had to generate a stream key every time. So yeah. So if anybody's trying to watch us on Facebook, do apologize. But I've now posted it on our Facebook page. So now I will go and share it on my personal page. Yeah, I've streamed to Facebook so many times. I thought that the feed would be the same, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and share that now.
This is why it's a pilot episode. We're going to work out some kinks along the way, and
exactly
all that fun stuff. And
that's okay. Yeah, technical difficulties. Yeah, when I ran the test stream earlier this morning, it worked, and it worked just fine. And I just didn't realize that you had to create a new stream key every time for Rumble. So that's my fault. Either way, we're here. We're back in it, and but let's go ahead and get started, man, because like I said, we've got a lot of stuff we want to get to. Just to fill you all in, we are going to be talking about a lot of stuff, nerd culture, pop culture, things like that. Just two middle-aged white guys who have a lot to say about nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Seth, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, and I was going to say, it's like we're probably not going to be the most couth people with how we say things.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not just going to put that up to the front. Not necessarily that we mean any malice or ill will towards it. And I mean, personally, I don't intend to be saying like stupid, like shock jock things or anything like that. It's like did all that shit in my 20s. But just the idea that, I mean, we're probably going to talk about some difficult topics from time to time, but we can't, really shy away from it. And my cat says hello, by the way. I don't know if you all can hear that or not, but
where's Moxley?
He's downstairs chewing on a bone, I believe. So
Uh,
he'll
well, at least
probably make a cameo here soon. But
he's not concussed.
no, no. My Moxley is not concussed. Moxley
Yeah.
is my dog, one of my dogs. Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Going to be somewhat of a long format. We'll try to keep our shows to an hour. We may run a little over sometimes. So apologize for that. But no, I don't.
Probably assume we're going to run a little longer than not, but we'll try and keep it under 90 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
we got lives and stuff to do. So,
right.
All right. So I know one question that I've gotten a lot, maybe I don't know if you've gotten. Seth's not really a social media guy, so he's not on, the Facebook and the Twitter and everything, or X or whatever you want to call it now. So he probably hasn't gotten this question, but one of the questions I got a lot was the name. How did we come up with the name? And one person did actually catch the reference. It is a reference to the movie The Crow. Smokes, road beers, be quick.
Be quick.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, someone did ask me, so we got asked twice about it then. But it was our friend George. Shout out to George. He's over at the Fanatic Forum. You can check him out. But no, he nailed it immediately. He asked, is that a Crow reference? And I was like, oh hell yeah.
But do you remember Angela Mayfield?
The name sounds familiar. I'm terrible with names, but I'm decent with faces.
She was like the first serious relationship after my second divorce. I know you met her. She black, short hair. She was a singer, hell of a singer. But anyway,
I think I do remember her now. Actually, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I was dating her in that real shitty apartment in Jeffersonville on 10th Avenue.
Yeah.
A
lot of memories in that apartment, though.
A lot of memories. Yeah, crappy apartment, great memories. But yeah, she nailed it right on the head. She goes, "Is that a Crow reference?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she just laughed and she was like, "Okay, I got to check y'all out now." So,
nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But for all the nerds that got that reference, kudos to you all. You win a no prize.
Yeah.
But speaking of,
we're not really endorsing drinking and driving or anything like that.
No, it's just a reference to a quote from one of our favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. It definitely, like, we rank that as like one of the best, if not the best, comic book movie ever made.
Oh, it's by far and away the best comic book movie ever made. It's in my top 5 movies of all time. And I've said the best movie I've ever seen is The Empire Strikes Back. And I know a lot of people right now are either spitting or throwing something at their screen or cutting us off, and that's fine. I'm sorry. I just was not a big fan of The Godfather. I know a lot of people are screaming at me, The Godfather. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm going to die on that hill with you. I thought The Godfather was a boring piece of shit. Everybody's like, well, what about The Godfather 2? Well, I'm sorry. I wanted to hang myself watching The Godfather 1. I'm not about to start watching The Godfather Part 2.
Exactly. Yeah. Not my jam. But either way, The Crow to me is the perfect movie for a lot of different reasons. And that's why, you've got a love story, you've got great action. The acting is above average. By far and away, Ernie Hudson's best acting job in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. And I say that as like Ghostbusters being my number 1 movie.
Right.
And then The Crow would at least be 2 or 3.
And then you've got the tragedy, the cult-like following with the tragedy of Brandon Lee's death on set. So that movie just has it all for me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But that's what we got.
And I'm right there with you. It's like, I think that's one of the most romantic movies I've ever seen. And
great love story.
Oh yeah, fantastic. It's like, what's more romantic than coming back from the dead
to avenge
right? Yeah, to avenge the love of your life. Yeah. Like,
let's see Rip Wheeler do that. For those of you that don't know, that's a Yellowstone reference. So anyway, do you watch Yellowstone?
I tried, man. I couldn't get into it. 1883 I thought was pretty good.
Oh, 1883 and 1923 were amazing. They were.
I have not watched 1923 yet.
It's super.
I'll get around to it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and jump into it, Seth. I know you brought this topic to the table first during our production meeting, and apparently Xbox Series X and Microsoft in general is getting a huge overview or a huge refresh. Yeah. So go ahead and tell us about that a little bit.
Okay, so now and I gotta say, I gotta preface this. Like Bill and I did talk about this a little bit beforehand, and we were just kind of lamenting the idea of a diskless, Xbox system because that's the big takeaway. This is a circular disc style system with a new controller, and so it's going to be like digital only. It's going to have 2 terabytes of storage. Got a new fancy doodad controller that's got all kinds of stuff. And at one point, yesterday, day before yesterday, I was pretty upset with Microsoft because I thought that this was I don't necessarily begrudge the idea of a console refresh.
Mhm.
It is the elimination of choice, which is one of the reasons why I've stuck with Microsoft for so long with the Xbox brand,
Mhm.
is because I've always felt like the Xbox is the brand of choice.
Mhm.
You've got, they came out with, like, in this console generation alone, you got your Series X, which is the big bad boy with, the disc drive. You got your Series S, which is, $200 cheaper, and, it's, not as powerful, but, it still gets you there. They're doing a real great job with parity, like trying to keep the games, somewhat stable on both platforms, kind of a similar experience kind of thing, down to the controllers. The controllers have the battery packs, or you can get the rechargeable ones or the corded ones, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So the idea that Microsoft eliminates the disk drive was infuriating to me because I also like to collect physical games too.
Mhm.
Uh,
Ye-
but but I'm also going to throw this out there too. I got to throw this out as a caveat. This is a leak from Microsoft's FTC versus Microsoft document ruling, or whatever they're going through with the FTC.
Okay.
This is official. This is coming.
Mhm.
Except that we haven't heard from Microsoft that it's official yet.
Mhm.
And with as much money as they've pumped into backwards compatibility,
Right.
I almost have to assume that they're going to make an external disk drive or something to that effect to go along with it, or they're not totally eliminating the disk-based Series X.
Okay, I'm going to chime in on it. This article is from The Verge, the FTC Microsoft release that Seth was talking about. The Verge reports that Microsoft is planning to refresh its Xbox Series X console next year with an all-new design and features, codenamed Brooklyn, uh, I instead of Y. Did somebody just have an error of not proofread the shit? So now I will tell you, okay, I'm going to push back on you a little bit because I feel that, I mean, I agree with you. I love physical copies of games. I truly
Mhm.
do. But I also feel like everything else, video games in that space are evolving. And eventually, I know Stadia, was that the one that failed already?
Yeah, Stadia.
Okay.
Yeah, I was, one
Mhm.
of the 12 people that loved Stadia.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then
but yeah,
Microsoft has Luna, or not Microsoft, Amazon has Luna.
yeah, Amazon has Luna. There's GeForce Now from Nvidia. That's
And
another
then, of
one.
course, if you've got Xbox Game Pass, your phone, and then get one of those really cool controllers that go to the side, or just Bluetooth your Xbox controller to your phone, you could take that and play it anywhere as long as you've got a stable internet connection. I feel that consoleless video games are the wave of the future. And I think that's what they're trying to push here. But more importantly, I want to talk about the ugliness of this two-tone controller. I've not
Okay,
seen.
well, Let,
Go
let,
ahead.
let me stop you there for a second, though, because I don't disagree that diskless consoles are the way that it's going.
Mhm.
But that is another thing that I factor back into choice with Microsoft,
Okay.
because it by going only digital, that eliminates so much choice already. And PC is a little bit of a different animal because you've got like your Epic Game Storefront, you got Steam, you got GOG, you got different places to buy these games.
Mhm.
Physical games, like I've got options to go. Like I don't have to go to Walmart or Best Buy or, GameStop. I get to pick where I want to go and how I want to get my game.
Right.
But digital, just that's another, thing that I'm not a big fan of digital with.
I get
But
that. I will say this: I miss the midnight release for games, like
oh yeah.
waiting outside GameStop for the new Halo. The Halo 2 and Halo 3 launches were amazing events to attend. And then every year, and you were with me for one of them, every year the college football series, whenever the new college football game would come out, I would
Yep.
wait, and I'd be at GameStop at midnight or Best Buy at midnight, just waiting for that launch to happen. So I miss that. But that was 10, 15 years ago. Nowadays, you couldn't do that shit without people having a fight or cops. People just don't know how to act anymore. So
Yeah, that is true.
it's a catch-22. I miss the camaraderie and the fun that those type of events used to bring. But nowadays, no, I'd rather just stay hunkered down because y'all fools don't know how to act. And it is what it is. But this controller is so damn ugly. I've not seen something this ugly since the first time I went on a blind date on Plenty of Fish. I mean, this is
damn.
Just damn.
Damn, and I've seen some of them dates.
Yeah, dude, this thing is ugly. It looks, you know what it reminds me of when I first look at it? It reminds me of the station wagon that had the wood paneling on the side. Remember those things?
Oh yeah, my grandfather had one. I loved it.
My parents had one of those, and I remember great trips in that car, but that doesn't mean I was happy. But it's like riding it's like, a fat chick. You don't want to be seen with it, but it can be fun. So
that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Now, okay, the thing that I'm worried about with this controller, like I don't think it looks terrible. I think
it's ugly.
I mean, it's not pretty. Don't get me wrong, and it's already not gonna. My favorite controller was the not the Xbox Series controller, but the one before that, the one for the One and the One S. I thought that was the perfect controller, like ergonomic, size wise, and all that shit.
Right.
The thing that gets me is that they wanted to copy Sony so bad with their DualSense or the haptic shit and the PS5 controller.
Yeah, precise haptic feedback.
Yeah. Which, have you used a PS5 controller?
I have not.
Okay, yeah, the PS4 was an okay size. I could handle that. The PS5 is slightly larger, and I hate the haptics. I turn that shit off every time I play a PS5 game with it, just because it's irritating. It either functions, like so hard that it, is about to vibrate your hands off, or it's barely noticeable in the first place. And I'm worried that Microsoft is leaning towards like this new fancy feature just because Sony has it, and it's going to make this controller a gigantic piece of shit because of it.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that was pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay. Just to put a cherry on the top of this topic, am I looking at this correctly that they're just doing away with the Xbox Series S totally?
No, they're coming out with a black Xbox Series S that will have, I believe it'll have a bigger hard drive in it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
One.
Or no, I think it actually goes up to 1 terabyte instead of, because it only had 500 gigs. The Series.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was the other thing too. People were pretty upset with Microsoft with their proprietary storage of these things with the little solid state Seagate drive cards that were $300 for a terabyte.
Yeah,
like that's a little much. Like, and I look forward to when we start to get like the Mad Catz version of those. But then again, with I've never had that much trouble with the Series S or the Series X having a terabyte of data. That's never bothered me. Like, but yeah. Wow. But yeah, no, they're still keeping the Series S. It's just gonna have its own little refresh.
All right. Well, I understand them taking away the CD drive. I don't like it. I understand it, but more so that controller is just hideous. I will not be buying one.
Yeah. Fair.
All right. So we're going to move on. And as we talked about before, we are both wrestling fans, and there's huge news in the world of wrestling today. I'm going to put this on our screen here. We've got big news. This coming from the Bleacher Report, the WWE merger with, what's the name of the company?
I know the WWE. I know the company is TKO now.
Right, but it was called something
UFC
else.
And something else, and
Encore or something like that.
Yeah, something.
Okay. Yeah,
I can't really remember.
Endeavor Holdings. That was the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Endeavor. It was Endeavor. All
Endeavor Holdings. Yeah. So Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Top Dollar, and other WWE stars have been released from their contract. I will tell you, this one does not surprise me at all that Dolph Ziggler's been released. What surprises me is that they also didn't release Rick Rude. I mean, that was the last time I saw Dolph Ziggler wrestle. He was teaming with Rude, and then Rude got hurt, and I've not seen Dolph Ziggler since.
Wait, are you talking about Boogs?
No, Rick Rude. Not Rick Rude. Shoot. Robert Roode.
Oh, Bobby Roode. Oh, yeah.
Bobby
no, he
Roode,
was, he's a producer now.
Oh, so he's not wrestling anymore at all.
Well, I don't know. Like that, I haven't heard, one way or another, but I know he is producing. Uh,
Well,
Dolph Ziggler being the one that gets released actually is the one that surprises me more than anything else.
it surprises me that they cut Elias.
That one is surprising. The Elias cut is surprising. A lot of these aren't. And don't get me wrong, like I don't want anybody to lose their job. Moxley, stop it. I don't want anybody to lose their job. Sorry, Moxley is making his appearance for the evening.
Mox.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
well, here's the full list. According to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful Select, WWE has cut ties with Dolph Ziggler, Elias, Shelton Benjamin, Rick Boogs, Emma, Riddick Moss, Top Dollar. Why didn't they just go ahead and cut the rest of Shit Row? Aliyah, Dana Brooke, that doesn't surprise me at all. Shanky, Mace, and Mansoor. Mustafa Ali also tweeted Thursday that he is no longer working with WWE. Well, the Mustafa Ali thing, we saw that coming. I mean,
yeah, he wanted out for a minute.
Right. He's been wanting out for a while. And
I feel like we got to say this too. It's like I would assume Bill feels the same way, that we're not, laughing at anybody losing their job.
no, of course not.
Like I think that a lot of these guys will land on their feet and they will be fine.
Yeah.
It sucks. Now, am I going to cry tears of regret that I can no longer see Shanky, do whatever the fuck he did? Like, no, I couldn't stand him. I never understood him. It just, it never made any fucking sense.
I am sad to see.
Surprises me because who are they going to get to win the Saudi Royal Rumble the next time it happens in October?
Well, they haven't cut. The guy AJ beat for the belt. Oh, the modern day Maharaja.
Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, they haven't cut Jinder Mahal. So,
well, not yet. They did that once, but
I'm still trying to figure out what they're doing with NXT, because why put that belt on Becky Lynch? I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with them right now. I will tell you that I know Dolph Ziggler had one of the biggest contracts in WWE.
That wouldn't surprise me at all, as long as he's been there. Yeah.
And I also know that he was wanting to cut ties for a while and focus on entertainment, doing stand-up comedy and other things like that. So
yeah,
what
I was reading was that he got talked back into staying this last time. So, and he's one of the ones that if he doesn't show up at AEW, then I'd be very surprised if he even wants to continue to wrestle.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think he wants to wrestle anymore. I think he just wants to be done with it, do his entertainment stuff, I think he's done and wants to move on. Now, Dana Brooke, I loved Dana Brooke. I thought she had a ton of talent and just was never utilized in the right way. I will say, didn't she have a brief run as a tag team with Mandy Rose before Mandy Rose got sent back to NXT?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah,
I know that Dana Brooke is one of the ones that it feels like every time that she managed to get a little traction, WWE would happily yank the rug out from under her.
Yes.
And yeah, I will always be convinced that they did her dirty. But
yeah. Elias, I'm not sure if he'll go to AEW or not. I mean, he's got a great look, but AEW just cannot continuously write checks to WWE talent that get released.
Yeah, there's that too. And because I at some point I do want to see AEW talent that was originally there, instead of a bunch of dudes from WWE.
What's his name? Keith Lee. What a waste of space this guy has been.
Well, I know a lot of his has been injury too, and like COVID almost killed him, and he had like a bunch of heart issues and that. Like I believe he had like a similar things like that Bray Wyatt had going on before he passed.
Okay,
but,
well, if he
does, so it's not necessarily that they haven't been using him; it's just that he hasn't been well enough to be used.
Well, but even in the ways that they have used him, it's not been good.
Well, yeah, that is true.
I mean, I'm sorry. And then WWE, they brought back. I got to say, I'm very surprised that they haven't cut Mia Yim or Municha or whatever she's going by now. I'm very surprised they haven't cut Karrion Kross and Scarlett. That one surprised me.
Yeah, that one surprises me too. But I'm wondering if some of these two are just like, because they in those cases they'd be yo-yoing those people a lot, like cutting them and releasing them and cutting or hiring them back and all that shit. But
yeah, it's hate to see it. You hate to see anybody lose their job, but some of these folks, I don't even know who they are. Like Aaliyah, I had Riddick Moss. I had no idea who they were. And then apparently some other folks from NXT have been cut, like Dabba-Kato, Ulisa Leon, and Bryson Montana.
I know Riddick Moss is Madcap Moss.
Yes.
Yeah, he was palling around with Corbin for a while he was doing the broke Corbin, happy Corbin shit.
How's that guy still have a job? I'm still trying to figure that one out. Great athlete, don't get me wrong.
He started to kind of warm up to me or warm up on me a lot lately, just because he's just kind of stuck around so long, and I've just got kind of tired of hating him so much.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one way to get into people's hearts.
Well, again, hopefully all these folks, will find their way into gainful employment. And, I agree. You never want to see anybody lose their job, but I get the feeling that a few of these folks like Ali and Dolph Ziggler, maybe they're like, thank God.
Yeah. So, Ali, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he went to Mexico or Japan or, one of those other places where he can really, really do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I think so. And he's got a bright future. The dude can wrestle. That's never been a question, but I think the death toll or the death bell for him was that stupid Antifa gimmick.
Yeah.
I can't even remember what.
Oh shit! Though I did a new news article did just pop up about Emma though. Apparently, WalMarts around the country have upped their security after she got released. They're worried about her shop. They're worrying about her shoplifting again.
Are you?
What? No. That was a long setup for a very old joke about when she got arrested for shoplifting a phone case or something.
Oh, Jamil Dashwood. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I knew that they brought her back, and I knew it was going to be just long enough for a cup of coffee. But no, I did not know that she got busted for shoplifting.
Oh yeah, no, that was in her first run of WWE. Whenever she was doing the bubble popping shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see.
That joke would have been a lot better had you
if I had known where it was going.
Yeah, but it's okay,
Yeah, she was arrested on July 1st of 2014, according to Sean Ross Sapp. Yeah, she was stolen iPad case.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like it would.
Really, honey, I could have bought you one, and I could have cashed. If you need the money, you aren't that broke. I mean, come on. If you're working for WWE at the time, you ain't that broke.
Right.
Wow. Okay. Well, now that I understand the context of the joke, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
I didn't even know Walmarts were in Connecticut. I thought, maybe somebody had banned them or something. I don't know. Because they're above shopping at Walmart up there.
Well, the poors have to shop somewhere.
Yes, we do. See what I did there?
I like it.
All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to move on to our next topic. But again, hope everybody finds their way into other employment. But we're going to stay on the wrestling tip for just a second, because this is something Seth and I talked about on Tuesday. All right. Yes. Pro Wrestling Illustrated, they release a PWI 500, wrestling's most esteemed ranking. In other words, it's the top 500 wrestlers of the year, and the calendar year that they go to is, let's go to the criteria first. The evaluation period is July 1st of 22 to July 1st of 23. They take into account win-loss record, championships won, the quality of their competition. Now, I want to know who judges that. Who judges their quality of competition?
They probably just take Meltzer's star ratings and run with them.
Probably. Then you've got major feuds, prominence within a wrestler's promotion, and overall wrestling ability. Here we go. Shall we take a look at the top 10?
Let's take a look at the top 10.
All right. So the top 10 alone is here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. The top 10 alone. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Jon Moxley. That's just horse crap. Okay.
And I disagree. But
Roman Reigns I'm sorry, I'm not even a Roman Reigns guy. I've not been a big fan of him from day one. But Roman Reigns and the bloodline, Sami Zayn, all of that, and then the build to WrestleMania against Cody. Dude, it's not even close. It should be Roman Reigns and then a huge gap to whoever's number two. But go ahead. You disagree.
I have to disagree because or that I think, well, okay, I haven't seen Seth Rollins. I actively did not watch Seth Rollins for the longest time. I found him irritating, so I really can't comment on him.
He's still
But
irritating.
well, yeah, but no, the Roman Reigns with the bloodline stuff, the Sammy stuff, like all that's been one of the best wrestling storylines ever, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Yeah, and John Moxley being number 3. I mean, the only other place that he'd be is 2 or 1, because yeah, sorry, he is just one of the best in the world, kayfabe or not. I'm
I'm
always
not
gonna die.
disagreeing.
I named my dog after it, so I'm a little biased, but
Okay. Well, I mean, his stuff with CM Punk was really good. I will say that. And, again, never been the biggest John Moxley guy. I think he takes it way too seriously. But this guy also had a run with a New Japan title, the U.S. title, wasn't it? Or the
yeah,
Intercontinental.
yeah.
Okay. Well, he had
It was the U.S. version of the Intercontinental, or it was the New Japan version of the Intercontinental, which was the United States. Yeah,
right. So he had a run in New Japan. He had some GCW stuff he did with them.
yeah. He's wrestled with them. There was, I can't remember the name. One of the promotions up in the Northeast, he wrestles with sometimes. Like he'll just show up.
Right.
But yeah, can't remember it. But yeah, he pretty much like, yeah, if there's a bingo hall and 50 people, he'll probably show up to it
And probably bleed.
Yeah.
But okay, so 1, 2, and 3 we can shuffle, but here's where it gets Gunther at number 4. I've got no problem with that. If you put Gunther above Seth Rollins, I have no problem with that either. I really don't. I think the only thing missing from Gunther is promo class.
I could see that.
Okay.
I'm cool with Gunther being in the spot that he's in, though. Number 4.
On no part of this universe or another universe should El Hijo del Vikingo be above MJF, Okada, or Cody Rhodes. I know that Vikingo is, I know he's the hot Mexican superstar right now and people love him. And I get it. Meltzer and what's the other guy from Figure 4 Online?
Alvarez.
Yeah, I know these guys are Vikingo, flip, baby, flip. I get it. Okay. But I'm sorry, no, you cannot convince me that this guy had a better year than MJF, Okada, or Cody Rhodes. Just no way. And if you're taking Cody's injury into account, fine. He missed some time with an injury during this time frame, but the dude wrestled with like half his arm falling off. I mean,
yeah, that was a pretty epic match. Yeah.
I mean, Jesus, what more do you want from the guy? This makes no sense to me at all.
It's Vikingo being number 5. Like, yeah, I don't think that he should be in there, especially above MJF or Okada. I know you're not a big Orange Cassidy guy, but I am. I think that I think that he.
I think
he's
boring. No, I just think that he's boring. But go ahead.
And that's your take. I respect that. I can see it. I did get bored with every Wednesday for a while. The first match was, the Orange Cassidy title defense. That was basically the same match.
Yeah.
For like 4 or 5 weeks. But yeah. Now the one that surprised me that made it into the top 10 though was Josh Alexander.
Yeah, that one
number 9.
To me, that's like, hey, TNA needs, or Impact Wrestling needs somebody in there. I mean, seriously, that's what it seems like to me.
But and that could be the case. But I mean, have you seen Josh Alexander wrestle though?
Yeah, the dude's a monster.
Yeah, dude's legit. Yeah,
yeah, he's a workhorse. Well, Brandy Rhodes said it. The only reason they brought in Ethan Page was to get their hooks into Josh Alexander. I mean, she did.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But Okay, so we have a lot of problems with that. Okay, I have a huge problem with Will Ospreay being 17.
That is
Okay,
way too far down there
that
for Will
dude,
Ospreay.
especially for the year he had, he's top 10 easily all the way.
Yeah.
Now, I will also say this, and it, okay, I want to read off some of these names: Masha Slamovich,
Hmm.
Alexander Hammerstone, Trey Miguel. Let's see, Gran Guerrero. I think Matt Cardona should have been way higher. Shun Skywalker must be Luke's adopted kid. Let's see, Mystico, Wardlow. I'm sorry, all these names, and then at 99, you have the best in-ring worker in the world. Nobody can convince me that Pac or T-Hawk is a better wrestler than AJ Styles. I know AJ missed some time with the injury, and he didn't get into a lot of good storylines or feuds. But Jesus Christ, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The last season of Game of Thrones was crap compared to the rest of Game of Thrones. But the last season of Game of Thrones was still better than 95% of TV at the time. AJ Styles did not have a good year, but he's still better than 90% of the guys that we just went through.
I was going to say one name that you neglected to mention was number 58, Tyrus, which, yeah,
Who
if
the hell is that?
the Funkasaurus guy, the NWA
Oh,
champion that can't run the ropes for shit.
yeah,
Yeah, did you see that clip, like NWA 75 of him trying to quote unquote run the ropes?
that was
Where it
God.
was just
Yeah.
like you and I could have done a better job than that, you know.
Now, here's the deal: have they started incorporating women, or do the women have their own top, like the PWI
See,
250 or something?
I was looking over this and I don't see, well, no, Masha Slamovich, yeah, so women are incorporated into it because
Okay.
Masha is a chick.
Okay. So why? And you may agree with me, you may not. Why is I'm sorry, you can't convince me that Vikingo had a better year than Becky Lynch, and you damn sure can't convince me that he had a better year than Camille Brickhouse. You just can't.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, where the fuck is Becky Lynch on this list anyway?
That's the thing. I didn't know that this person that you mentioned was a Masha Slamovich. I didn't know that was a woman.
Yeah. Yeah, she was Impact title for Impact champ for a minute.
Okay. I don't even
Fucking
see
John
any.
Wayne Murdoch is number 160. John Wayne Murdoch's on this list. He's a deathmatch guy that hung around
Mhm.
down here with IWA for a while. And
Okay.
he's not actually bad. It's just surprising me. I thought he was a local or more local
LA
dude.
Knight 130. He's got LA Knight right next to Kerry fucking Morton. The stuff LA Knight has done alone in the last 6 months.
Hey, Mance Warner made it to 157 though.
Oh my
That's my boy. I
God.
like him.
Joey Janela 130, really? Joey Janela over Juice Robinson and The Miz. Meltzer, or not Meltzer. Who put this together? Is it Apter?
No, it's I think it's just credited as PW Insider. It's like not a
Oh
person,
my
but
God.
a series of people.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more women at all.
I'm assuming Becca might be a woman, 166. If
66.
yeah.
Becca. I mean,
Uh
maybe.
well, see, one thing that I'm not like Jordan Grace, like where is she on here? You know, if they're putting women in, like,
She's bitching because you didn't buy her OnlyFans.
oh yeah, that is true.
God.
No, she's bitching we didn't buy, or she's bitching we
Yeah.
did buy the OnlyFans and complimented her on looking attractive.
Well, you did it. I didn't. I'm
Well, no,
sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't compliment her on being attractive, but she
Oh, okay.
would get upset if.
Yeah.
And okay, I do understand, like, you know, getting
Yeah.
constantly like bombarded by horny tweets and all that shit, but like, what I don't understand is why you're just gonna And yeah.
Okay, so there are women in here. There's a Jessica Troy. So what do you have? Erica Lee? Who are some of these people?
See, I'm wondering, yeah, like some of these people, I have no fucking clue who they are at all. But then, like, I started from the bottom and started looking up
Uh-huh.
and seeing like
Well,
until I actually found a name that I recognized, and it was Colt Cabana at number 474.
I just saw Trent Seven in here somewhere. There he is, 355. Trent Seven. I'm like, didn't that guy get Me Too'd? And shouldn't he? How did anybody sign him to a match? I don't know.
Shit, what was
This is ridiculous.
Hold up.
Okay.
Cheeseburger is 451. Danhausen is 453.
Oh my God.
Cheeseburger did not have a better year than Danhausen. I'm sorry. Danhausen fucking won all of it.
Jeez. This is just god awful. I'm going to go straight to let's see, Andre, Anastasia, Morningstar. Wow. I'm no Becky Lynch, no what's her name? Bianca Belair, no Camille Brickhouse, no Tony Storm. Not that I'm seeing anyway. Are you seeing any of the?
Yeah, no. Yeah, because it doesn't make sense to me how and please someone correct me, like if I'm just missing something here, but how you just have Masha Slamovich and no other woman that we can identify.
Yeah,
like fuck. No, where's
ridiculous.
Tony Storm? Where's Britt Baker? Where's
or hell, even Saraya.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody on God's blue earth can tell me that Sonny Kiss had a better 2022 than Karrion Kross. One of them got fired. I'm done. We got to get up. I mean,
moving on.
You know what this list reminds me of? This list almost pisses me off as much as that a couple of years ago, maybe even a year ago, Rolling Stone magazine released their 500 greatest songs of all time. What universe is Super Bass a better song than Time After Time? What? The people who compose these lists, and I mean, oh my God. Now, the Rolling Stone list, I get it. They're the Trolling Stone magazine now. I get it. You pander to the woke people, and you want to seem like you're socially conscious and everything. Never mind the fact you've got half naked girls all over the place. You're the new Howard Stern. You're irrelevant, and you're trying to stay relevant by, look at me, I'm woke. Please don't cancel me. But dude, if you ever go back and look at that list, it's ridiculous. It's worse than this, like 3 times worse than this, but this is pretty bad. We got to move on because my blood pressure, it's like, this is why.
Well, wait. Okay. There's number 118 is Jonathan Gresham. So I hope that he's able to leverage that place on the list to get a better job at it, or to get more money at Impact, much like he tried to do at Ring of Honor and was laughed out of the fucking office.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seth, we picked some hot ones today. All right, but we're going to move on to something else, and this is something that's both to our hearts. We're going to talk a little bit about AI and how it is I don't want to say invading. I don't think that's a fair word to use. But AI is making its way into the tabletop gaming space. Now, Seth sent me a video. I wish I could play it, but I don't want to get any kind of copyright strike or anything. It's what was the name of it?
It's not. Yeah, I've watched it, and it's much easier if we just explain it, because I don't want to throw that video out there.
Right.
But it was. The idea is, so basically condensing the big to do. So Hasbro, who is the owner of Wizards of the Coast, who Wizards of the Coast owns Dungeons and Dragons and Magic the Gathering.
Right.
They're in kind of a conundrum at the moment, over
Mhm.
the issue of AI because there's a couple of things. One is the use of AI art in these dungeon books. And there is, sorry, Moxley. Uh,
Somebody's in trouble.
yeah, he's taken. He knows I'm distracted, so he's acting a fool.
Gonna see what he can get away with.
Yeah, exactly. I've already heard crashing downstairs, so I don't know what I'm going to go down and see. So anyway, there is AI in the new book Glory of something or something other. Anyway, there's AI art that's being used in the book.
Mm.
So Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro have come out and said, "Oops, our bad. It's we're not doing this, or we didn't mean to. Some of the artists use it. Blah blah blah." Well, that's one instance of the AI thing. The other is what Hasbro is developing, which is a virtual tabletop for Dungeons and Dragons. And there has been confirmation. It's an Italian company, I believe it is, but Hasbro has contracted out this Italian company whose
Mhm.
name escapes me right now, and I'm very very sorry for not doing my due diligence about the usage of AI. Now,
Right.
Wizards of the Coast have actually come out specifically and said that they are not developing with AI for Dungeons and Dragons, but that is Wizards of the Coast. That is not Hasbro. Hasbro is doing this.
Mhm.
And the idea being that you would take this virtual tabletop and put the AI dungeon master with it, and you suddenly don't need a dungeon master anymore because AI just makes up all the shit.
Mhm.
So this is bad for a couple of reasons. Number one, mostly because it takes a player out of Dungeons and Dragons. Like that was part of the whole point is you get together with people and be creative and
Mhm.
make a story. The AI art thing, I'm not
I'm
so
I'm torn on it. I'm torn on it because the Congress still has to have a lot of hearings and a lot of meetings about AI. I have a couple of friends who are freelance artists, and it's taken money away from them. So, on a personal level, that bothers me. But at the same time, I kind of understand as a business model, if I can generate, AI art and use it, because the big argument in the video that you sent me, and I've seen this on other videos and other articles, is that, oh, AI generated art sucks. Well, you know what? Some of it does, some of it doesn't. But
right.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, I'm a D&D player. I'm a Magic player. I play other role-playing games as well. There's a lot of shitty artwork by people. Okay. I'm sorry. If there's Wizards of the Coast, they should be like sued for the amount of secret layer drops that they do with the shittiest artwork. It's just god awful. And so that, to me, that's not an argument. The bigger argument for me is I don't like to see artists struggling. I mean, they struggle already. I mean, that's the term, struggling artist.
Yeah.
So, so I don't want to see that. I think there should be enough for everybody to eat. But from a business, as somebody who's ran a business before, I understand. I get it. But,
Yeah.
there's got to be a
And
balance somewhere.
right. And my take on it is it's number one, it's not going anywhere. It's there. So,
Yeah.
it's we can't put the toothpaste back in the tube for one.
Yep. Hmm.
And I get that I I have friends who are also artists and who also sell their artwork and all this.
Hmm.
Um I the part of me that is concerned is the people that will make AI art and then sell it and then claim that it is all, done from their own creativity. And I don't want to shit on people who do that because have you ever actually sat down with one of these AI art programs and tried to make a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you know that it's not exact you can't just type like two sentences and come out with, the fucking Mona Lisa or anything like that. Like
Exactly.
you've got to be very, very specific, and a command prompt to get this thing to go on is probably minimum 70 words to get something decent, and that's after you've refined it, however many times. Uh, so it's not like this is going to take anything over, or this is going to completely replace things overnight. Like it could very well take things over.
Mhm.
Uh, but the difficulty of it, I could see it being more used as a tool by artists because if I was an artist and if it wasn't my thing, like I don't want to fucking draw a background, so let AI draw a background.
Can I
As
show
long
you
as it,
something that concerns me even more real quick though?
Yeah. Lay it on me. Lay
Okay,
it on me.
so I'm gonna stop that screen share and I'm gonna do something else. I want to show you something. This is probably the most well-known. This is what you should really be concerned with when it comes to AI and games, especially RPGs. I'm going to do a quick create me in a role-playing game. And I did this earlier just as a test. Watch this. And AI is creating me a role-playing game.
Oh yeah.
So, I think we need to worry a little bit more about this. I mean, the Terminators are coming. So, ChatGPT just created me a role-playing game.
Right. Okay, but it just created it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the system's any good.
Well, no, but
I mean, there's caveats here. It's like, yeah, we'd probably, like, if we were going to sit down and play this, we'd probably have to tweak it, right?
yeah, there's
But
levels
now,
to this. I get what you're saying.
right, yeah. And now you're scared of that, but okay, imagine now you take this Chat GPT and imagine, somebody with no computer experience being able to interface with their computer better. Like, say that, okay, like Excel, for example. Excel is a very complicated fucking program. And if I was like, Bill, make me a pivot table in Excel, what would you do? You'd be like, what the fuck's a pivot table? Like, how do I do this? You'd have to go and figure it out, right?
No,
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, I'm pretending you're a lay person, Bill.
right. Okay.
Work with me here. Work with me.
I got you, brother. I got you.
But like, just the idea that, it's like, if I could, instead of knowing like, coding languages or whatever, if AI could work with that to interface with the computer to be creative or whatever, that's not a bad thing to me.
Right.
It's just that whenever you try and, throw something out there completely digitized and, and try and claim it as original. But then I was even thinking about that too. Like, art itself has even changed. And like the music synthesizer, when it came out, people absolutely hated that thing, and like it's going to replace like, the drummer or, all this. Well, music's still being made.
Yes.
Like the synthesizer never killed it. The drum machine never killed it. The DJ doesn't kill music. People actually, I remember when people were complaining that DJs weren't musicians because all they did was spin records and, like remix them and shit. I remember that. And now DJs are legit, people are buying albums of music that are done by DJs.
Yeah. That guy, Diplo, who did the hit song for Deadpool 2, that dude throws concerts everywhere. Shaquille O'Neal, he did a DJ concert here in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and it sold out, in minutes. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like, I don't see AI being as vilified as what people are trying to make it out to be. Yes, using AI to start suddenly replacing, artists and, or paid work for artists and everything. Like,
right.
It's, and yeah, it sucks, but we've already been dealing with that, man. Like, think of what was the last hand-drawn animated movie you've seen?
Yeah.
That came out recently. Like, we've been dealing with computer generated pictures for years now, and like artists are still being fed and artists are still, I'm not taking anything away from artists on that. I always think there will be a niche for hand-drawn art. Like,
I would say let's go back as far as Star Trek Deep Space Nine. That started with the big ass models that were handcrafted and everything. And then midway through that run, they went completely and totally CGI.
Right.
Okay. And then, that put a lot of practical effects workers out of a job, but then you had to change and you had to evolve. Do you know who Andrew Yang is?
Yeah. He's the guy that was going after WWE for a minute.
Oh, yeah. I think, he went after them for a while, but he made a presidential run in either 2016 or 2020. And he went on the Joe Rogan podcast about 4 years ago now and said that in 5 years, call centers will be a thing of the past. They'll be completely replaced by AI. Well, folks, I work in that space and I can tell you call centers, they have evolved because they all work from home. Okay. Call centers are not going anywhere. I'm telling you, I've been in this space for about 4 or 5 years now myself. People do not want to call and have to go through a call tree just to speak to a damn robot. Okay.
Right.
They want to talk to a human being. So with that in mind, I mean, can AI get to the point where they can tell a joke and have a smile like, I do? whenever I used to work the phones. Eventually, yeah, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. So everybody
Right.
needs to slow their roll, but we do need to use caution when it comes to AI and this type of stuff. What I'm more scared of, and you touched on it in the beginning of this topic, you're going to have kids who grow up with nothing but AI friends. And they think they can tell these AI friends, oh, you fucking suck and I hate you. And then one day they're going to have to go out into the real world and they think they could talk to somebody like that in the real world. And then they get hit in the mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. We see that with social media. We see that with, recovering from the pandemic. I'm not going to go to sporting events anymore because you can't go to one without somebody fighting.
Yeah.
Because, so that's my biggest fear, is that kids growing up with, AI friends instead of, having social skills and making real friends. And I think tabletop gaming, whether it's D&D, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever you're into, I think that helps. But now if we're, going to have, if we're going to replace Matt Mercer with iRobot, then who knows?
Yeah. And
it's scary.
yeah, and it's already becoming a thing. People are, having these people are making AI girlfriends, virtual fake girlfriends that are like, there's this great YouTube channel, Obscure Nerd VR. Like, he does like VR AI girlfriends. Just it's not really pervy or anything, but
Right.
it's funny. But
well, wasn't the metaverse supposed to be what's the movie? Oh, the movie, cool book. Oh, where you go into
okay,
the
you
virtual
said
universe.
yeah, so The Matrix.
No.
Okay, see, you said cool movie and cool book, which immediately eliminates Ready Player One.
Okay, no. Oh, now we're okay. We'll have that discussion another time. I loved Ready Player One. The book is a little bit long and drawn out. I thought the movie was well done. I just think
Worst book I've ever read.
Really,
and I say that, and okay, I say that it not is not as plot wise, but no,
the unicorn is yelling at you.
No, I'm not kidding. Like, English major, like very, read plenty of books. I'm sorry. Ernest Cline is a terrible, terrible writer. His syntax is fucking terrible.
Okay.
And now Ready Player One's one of those books though that I've heard that if you read it, you hate it. If you listen to it, it's not bad because Will Wheaton's got like the nice audio production and all that, and all that. But and that's one thing. But yeah, I thought it is a book is constructed as a book with the words on the paper. It sucks. The story is actually entertaining, but the book itself sucks.
Gotcha. Well, where I was going with that is that the metaverse was supposed to be, whatever it is that they go into in Ready Player One. And and that just crapped out. I mean, I don't even know if the metaverse is even a thing anymore. Is it still operational?
I'm not 100% sure. One thing though that I do want to take umbrage with is the idea that Facebook did not invent the metaverse. It was originally brought forth by Neil Stephenson in Snow Crash, which was a fantastic novel compared to Ready Player One. But yeah, now read Snow Crash. That shit's good.
Yeah. All right, so we are getting close to wrap it up time, but I think we do have a little bit of time. I did want to discuss this one thing in the online universe, and it's making headlines. It's making the rounds, and I'm going to go ahead and share the article from Forbes. The platform that we are streaming on right now has taken a stand against government. They are, Rumble. For those of you that don't know, Russell Brand, comedian, online content provider, and everything. Now he's being accused of SA. I know that I could say it on Rumble. I don't know if I can say it on Facebook, and damn sure can't say it on YouTube. But SA, I hope you all know what that means. Misconduct of a physical nature. He's been accused of that, and YouTube went to the step to go ahead and demonetize him. Rumble has not. He's probably more popular on Rumble than he is on YouTube. Now, whether he's done it or not, that's not for me. It's alleged. Okay. YouTube taking the step to demonetize him when just because of allegations, that's scary enough. But what's more scary is the overreach with UK, United Kingdom, England's parliament reaching out to Rumble, asking them to, hey, demonetize him. That is overreach beyond compare. That is astonishing. This isn't even a company that is in your country. I'm blown away by this. Have you heard about this?
I read the article when you sent it to me, and I was actually aghast, honestly, because the idea behind it, like, now, okay, and again, whatever he did, if these allegations are true, they're awful things, and I'm not going to comment on whether or not I believe he did them or not. That is an entirely different,
that's a totally different
animal.
conversation. If
Right.
it's proven that he did it, he should have his balls cut off and shoved up his nose.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and now I will say that reading the article, hearing the justification that the United Kingdom tried to give as that they were trying to protect the victims, that is a very noble thing to want to do.
Mhm.
But it's it's a huge overreach to ask Rumble to take him down, because
Mhm.
like, I don't want to sound insensitive about this, because it's like I don't want if this is all true and the victims really they
Mhm.
shouldn't hurt more. They should
Agreed.
not.
Agreed.
They've already gone through enough, and they should not hurt anymore. Removing Russell Brand from Rumble is not the answer to get for that to stop happening, because it's just it's just not right.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
and I don't know, I don't know of any other way to say that. I'm not necessarily sympathetic to Brand on this aspect, because dude, that it's just the government shouldn't be in it. If YouTube wanted to monetize them, that's on YouTube. If Twitch wanted to monetize them, that's on Twitch. They're private companies, or they're companies, they can do what they want. That's the thing.
Yep.
The government, what's to stop the UK from then going out and asking them to not to take down somebody else's platform that necessarily didn't have allegations against? What if the United Kingdom was like, hey, Rumble, don't put Prince Harry on there because he fucking sucks?
Yeah.
Which is another, that's a whole other ball of wax with Prince Harry, but it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Why would they ask in this case and not start asking in other cases?
It's disturbing. It's very it's very
Orwellian is what it is.
Orwellian. Yeah, that's the perfect word. Orwellian. It's God, it's just so disturbing to think that, here's the thing. I don't want to get into the whole, believe all women versus, guilty until proven innocent, because that's a different conversation. I just want, where I'm going with this, folks, is I want you to support alt tech. Okay. I want you to understand that there are other means out there. Google is losing their shit right now. Okay. Because Rumble is becoming so popular so fast. I actually started or thought about creating a pickleball channel exclusively for Rumble, because there's not any on Rumble. On YouTube, you'll find it all over the place, but on Rumble, you won't find it. So the platform is growing. Google's losing their mind. The government's losing their mind, because, there's now, it's proven, if you watch Breaking Points at all, it's a independent media news organization. They showed where during the Republican debates that, just a few weeks ago, that Google, if you did a Google search for Republican live stream, Rumble didn't even show up. All that showed up was a bunch of articles on where to find the stream. So basically Google, and they've got a screen grab of Ryan Grimm doing a search on his phone. Google was basically suppressing, the actual link to, because Rumble was the exclusive streaming partner for the Republican debates. Now, I'm not trying to make it I'm not saying this is a political thing at all. That's not what I'm trying to make it out to be. I'm just saying they are running scared. And support alt tech, guys. I mean, I'm sorry. A lot of people on certain sides are going to say, yeah, but Twitter, X, whatever. It's so much better now that Elon Musk, and no, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, it's still a cesspool. It's still a bunch of garbage. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna support alt tech, support spaces like Rumble and Odyssey and other places like that. I'm not saying, not what's the one Trump's got, Truth Social. Don't do
that one. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
on,
don't do that. Don't no. But
Yeah.
if there's other ways that you can support alt tech, then that's what I'm saying to do, because this is getting out of control and we need to make a stand as soon as we possibly can.
And I'm all about alt tech just because I like the idea of having my options.
Yes.
The idea that most of my television watching, like I have two programs that I watch on terrestrial TV. Dynamite and Collision.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that I watch. The rest of my television or the rest of my viewing entertainment is on the internet in some way. Most of the time it is YouTube shows or other, various other things like that. This is the new public access. And it's so much better than old public access because it ain't some crazy guy in a ukulele yelling Bible verses at you for half an hour.
Hey, you apologize to Bob Ross.
I love me some Bob Ross. I'm
Okay,
not talking about him. I'm talking about like the weirdo that comes on at like 2:30 in the morning that wants to play his ukulele and tell you about how all the gay people are going to burn in hell. That's the guy that I'm talking about. Yeah,
I get you.
Yeah, he was in Louisville for a while.
Oh my God.
Honestly, cut it out. Sorry, but yeah, no, alt tech, yeah, definitely, yeah. Especially too because this democratizes all of it, like or alt tech. We've got so many different channels to do things. Everybody's got a voice now. Not everybody has to scream. We can just do. Yeah, we can do. We can have this kind of show, and people will watch it. Like it's an exciting time. It is the true Wild West in a lot of that case. And now is the time to really start taking advantage of all this. Seek out other medias.
Yes. Speaking of watching, we want to thank you all for watching, all 17 of you. So and
that is 3 times more than what I thought we would have.
Well, we want to thank everybody who did tune in for episode 0. Next week, I will do better. I will make sure to get it on both platforms, live on Facebook and on Rumble. I will make sure to get that right this time or next time. And so how you feeling after the first episode?
I'm loving it. I've been pounding these rum and cokes like the whole friggin' time. So, I don't know if we're gonna keep up on that, but I'm feeling fantastic right now. I could go for 2 more hours. I don't know about you, but
I could continue to keep talking, but a certain somebody has dinner ready for me, and I'm not turning down. I'm not turning down on Tabitha.
No, I can't blame you there. I got a frozen pizza calling my name, and I would turn that down for a Tabitha meal any day of the week.
Dude, I swear, the other day when we were doing a production meeting and you were eating your pizza and you folded it, was it a Totino's party pizza? And you
it
up like a damn calzone. I did. I was like, this dude's a soldier.
But I've got a pizza cutter, right? But the pizza cutter was dirty, so it's like I didn't want to wash it. And so it was in the dishwasher still. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to be like a savage. Just full.
That was amazing. He turned a Totino's party pizza into a finger food.
Hey, can't go wrong for $2.50, man.
I'm mad at you.
$2.50 now. Do you know that shit?
No, I did not.
Yes.
I can't really eat pizza anymore. So
yeah, that is true. You went and got healthy and everything, and I've picked up all the weight you've lost.
Well, folks, for those of you, a lot of you know that I've quit drinking. I know this just looks the part, but it's actually this. So,
Bill is a good boy.
Bill is not falling off the wagon, but it's for the look.
Yeah. No, and I am proud of you for that because we've had many a good times drinking, but we will have many a good times without drinking just because we love each other. We're brothers,
Absolutely,
it's one of them things.
All right, we want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you come back and join us this time. I promise on Facebook and Rumble, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central. Come back, check us out. We'll see you next Thursday. Have a good night, everybody.